Ever been curious about what it would look like if people didn't die? This episode's for you. I'm Mint Salad and I saw Star Trek the original series, The Mark of Gideon. It is directed by Judd Taylor, written by George F. Slavin and Stanley Adams, and if you haven't seen this episode, I will spoil it for you. This episode starts with following the USS Enterprise as they go to Gideon for diplomatic reasons. They only allow one person to beam down, and that one person is Captain Kirk. And they beam Kirk down, and then suddenly the USS Enterprise has lost any interaction, any control to interact or communicate with the USS Enterprise, and so they're just sitting ducks. They're just there, sitting. What happened? The Gideons have given Captain Kirk a very specific coordinate, and they beamed him down using those coordinates. And then the ambassadors be like calling, "Yo, where's Kirk at, bro?" And then Spock's like, "We just sent him down. What happened? Where he's at? Where is he? Where'd he go?" And they're like, "I don't know, sir. We don't know what's going on, but it is up to you to decide, because these are people that are very, very specific with their words. Like, oh my goodness, the words are the only thing that they have. And they would hate me. They would hate communicating with me because words are not the only thing I have. So I'm not very good with them in the natural state of things. You know, I'm working on words, but until then, not the best at words. So they would hate me. And I like how Spock, I don't remember exactly what he said, but I do remember that he made some sort of promise, or he said something to these diplomats. And then later on, when the diplomats follow up on this, Spock's like, "Well, that's not what I meant." And the diplomats are like, "It is very problematic for you to not mean exactly what you said, and not for you to mean what you said. You should say what you mean and mean what you say." They're like, "It would be best if you were to refrain from any future miscommunication." I love it. They're so smug. I love it. They're so smug because they're perfect communicators. And I'm like, I understood everything that you guys said. Oh man, and only a good writer would be able to write them, because it really requires the ability to be brevity. That's not a word. Brevity is a word, but in the use case that I'm trying to use it in, it's, I don't know. I just think that they use exactly the word that they're looking for. No filler, nothing more, nothing less. And I really like these aliens for that. But they have Captain Kirk. And Captain Kirk, speaking of him, he appears in this very identical to the USS Enterprise looking thing. He appears in the transporter, but nobody's there, and he's like, "What's going on?" And he just wanders about, and then he sees this chick. And this chick's like, "Oh, hi. Oh my goodness. It's Captain Kirk. I've heard you have the ultimate Riz. Infect me with your Riz powers." And then they just kiss. It's more like Captain Kirk notices he has a bruise on his side. He's like, "What happened? I don't know how I got this." But this chick's like, "Oh my goodness, I can't believe it. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how I got here. What's Gideon? I'm not sure. Can I have a kiss?" And then they have a kiss. And they don't make it last forever. It only lasts about a couple seconds. And then she starts getting sick. And Kirk's like, "What's going on?" And then guess what? The Gideons appear. The Gideons are like, "Yo, thank you." Kirk's like, "What happened?" The diplomats, they be like, "Yo, this is actually your fault, but this is exactly what we wanted." See, our population is over. We're overpopulated. Way too many people here. Want to know why? It's because we found the cure to death. We haven't cured it, actually. We mostly postponed it to many, many years in the future. Very, very old people die, yes, but we have a lot of new people and very much population. Not enough dying. We have too many people here now. And so we need you, Kirk, to give My daughter, she wanted this, by the way. This wasn't me pushing it on her, but she wanted this. She wanted to be sick, and now she's sick, and now she's happy, now she's gonna die. And this is because of you, Kirk, but this is what she wanted, so it's weird. I like Kirk's discussion with the diplomats, because the diplomats are like, yeah, I know that you crave the cure to death, but actually death is what gives life sentence meaning. Death is the punctuation mark at the end of life's sentence. It really does define the sentence of life that you have. If you die as an exclamation point, then your actions before that will have an exclamation point meaning to it. Or like a period, or like an ellipses, or like a question mark. I don't know. It's a metaphor. It's a crude metaphor, but I hope you get it. So there's that. I like it. So Kirk's like, okay, I get it. And meanwhile, on the Enterprise, they're like, oh my goodness, they got Kirk! Oh my goodness, they got Kirk! Ah! What are they doing? They keep giving me different coordinates. And Spock's like, you know what, I'm gonna go against the Federation, because Federation's like, refer to them. And they're like, I'll refer to the Federation. And so we're stuck in a bureaucracy loop circle thing. And Spock's like, all right, I'm gonna go down there. I'm gonna take the full brunt of responsibility. I'm gonna go down there to the coordinates that Kirk was given, and I'm going to explore everything. And Kirk is like learning more about their society. They're like, okay, I get it, I understand now. And Spock doesn't have this information, so we have like Spock's like going around like, where's the captain? And I do like how when they eventually meet, Captain Kirk's like, yo, just leave them alone. They want this. They have overpopulation issues. Since she wants to die, she's like, okay, well, I want to administer this virus that I got to the other people, so they die, so we can deal with this freaking overpopulation issue. Let's go to the USS Enterprise. Let's make the virus, and then that's pretty much how the episode ends. I'm like, okay, this is pretty cool. I like this episode. I feel like it was a lot of filler. They didn't have to be deceitful. Why did they deceive? Like, first of all, they couldn't talk to the Enterprise, be like, hey, we have an overpopulation issue. We need one person to come down here and like give this chick a kiss so we can have a virus, so we can like kill these people, because there's too many of them. We don't have enough space and it's causing a lot of issues. Why couldn't they be honest? I don't know, man. I just found it to be really interesting, but it worked. I just think it was a little bit too convoluted. It could have been done, I don't know, better. I really think this could have been condensed down into maybe a half hour, 20 minutes to a half hour content, if there was some communication. You know, for a freaking society that values and prides itself on the most best communication skills ever, they sure didn't communicate their issue to the Captain Kirk properly. It could have solved so many issues. Okay, I know that the Gideons, they don't like the idea of using contraception. They need to use this virus because they value life too much. Bro. It could have just been between the higher up of Gideon and the USS Enterprise. You didn't have to get the population into it. I don't know. It could have been handled better, so I gotta give this episode, it's a solid 6.5 out of 10. If you like this review, watch another one the platform really likes. I just want to fast track a movie, $20 deals at patreon.com/ASEPresents. Go here. And help support the daily grindiness. Go to this link tree. Supports the daily grind of all them daily movies. So go here. And until next time, in salad saw, I'll see you later to my salad croutons and bacon bits. I'm feeling really nice and healthy.